GUI for the special session for this conference. Mr. Arun holds his degree of UG in BTech in Information Technology. He started his professional career with Honeywell Aerospace. With about 15 years of industry experience, he focuses on technology behind the GUI platform. His technical knowledge shared through YouTube channel, Share for GUI, and Reach to Arun Prakash has reached more than 2 million viewers, and his content has been more inspirational for many of the youths. He was recently recognized as a youth icon on INS International Summit, and he was also the winner of Action for India in Silicon Value Change. We invite Mr. Arun Prakash, sir, to discuss on the topic of networking and cybersecurity.
Hi. Hi all, thank you. I hope I'm audible there. Hello?
Yes, sir, it is audible, sir. You can.
I'm audible, right? Okay. So I'll try to keep it short and relevant for the current youth. Okay, rather than giving a theoretical stories of what is this, what is that, cybersecurity, all those things. I'll try to keep my talk in two parts. So one is the options which you have it. Another one is the precautions that you have to take it. Okay. So as a young students, like the options will give you the choices of to make in your life, and the precautions will save you or might prevent you from getting into a victim scenario. Okay. You might be victimized in most of the cases in cybersecurity thing. Okay, because it's more of a wild west as of now. When I say wild west, it's not so much regulated. There are some rules here and there. Okay, but truly it is not 100% regulated. Okay, so that is the challenge which is right now in cybersecurity space. Like when I say cybersecurity, internet and other spaces. Okay, any networking spaces. Okay, even when you go to the metaverse, this will be even much more amplified. Okay, so how many of you are familiar with the metaverse thing? Can you guys raise a hand a little bit so that I can see it?
Yet to learn the process, sir. Can you explain on us about the concept?
Sure. Metaverse is let's say if you guys are aware of the Avengers movie or any other Marvel series, you might have heard the word multiverse. Okay, where Thor comes from here to there, all the things, all the Avengers go from one universe to another universe. They try to conquer, right? Yes. So like that, the same way, in our universe, okay, in Earth, we are trying to create a virtual place. Okay, that is called metaverse. Okay, it is like your universe. Okay, but it is virtual. Okay, where you go and do things and then buy, shop, and all those things you can do it. It might look strange to most of you. The reason is like, for example, like if I go and say to my dad, Dad, I have so much followers in Instagram and I have so much likes. He will ask, what is the purpose of likes and followers? So for him, it might look like a useless thing, but there are a lot of people who is converting that as a business in terms of influencer marketing and other things. That's one game. The same way, the metaverse is kind of a strange thing for you guys. Like for the current scenario, think like, let's say you have Instagram friends or Facebook friends or any social media, Snapchat friends, all those things, right? So some of the friends you may not even have met. Okay. To the old school people, it is like your pen pals, where you write a letter and then they become your friends virtually, where you might not meet them forever, or you might meet them after 5-10 years. The same way, the modern generation does that with the Instagram. The unfortunate part of the modern youth is like there are a lot of fake IDs as well. Okay, the options to create fake is little easier in the tech world than the real world. In real world, you have to put a lot of effort to be a fake guy. Okay, whereas in the internet world, any dog, any cat can become a Aishwarya Rai or Amitabh Bachchan or Shah Rukh Khan, whatever it is. Okay, so that is the power of internet, and it is the curse of the internet as well. Okay, the same way, when you go to the metaverse, this will be amplified. Like where you will have, if you are a gamer, you will know it. For gamers, this will look like a normal thing, because in gaming world you have a lot of characters which you will own. Okay, and then you go and use that gaming character to buy some ammunitions or some things and then do stuff. Okay, so that is how it is for a gamers. What if we expand the same thing to non-gaming as well? For example, we had a, I mean, I have a kid, and we had a cat, kitten. It was like so it was around 3 months old. Unfortunately, the neighbor dog bit it and it died. Okay, I told my son, hey, do you want to buy another cat or get another cat? He said, Dad, I don't want a cat because I have around 50 pets in online. Okay, there is a pet universe, so I'm having pets there, and I'm grooming the pet and trading it for others. For example, I have a very execute pets and very rare pets, which is comfortable for me. Okay, so this story might be very strange for all the people who are listening to it, but it has really happened to in my house. Okay, so the current day kids are much they prefer digital things rather than the real things, because it makes their life easier. Okay, that is a simple thought process. Like for example, he sits and watches somebody playing game for hours. Okay, so you playing game for hours is one scenario, and watching someone playing game in live is another strange thing. Okay, it was strange when I first started with it, but I was able to separate, like how you watch IPL or how you watch any other football game. Okay, so somebody is playing, you are watching. The same way he's doing it, like somebody is playing the game and he is watching it. The difference is it is more of a digital game than a physical game. That is the only difference. So the current generation and the next generation, when I say generation, previously it used to be 10 years, now it is 2 years. Maximum 2 to 3 years is the generation gap. Okay, beyond 2 years, they'll figure out new things, and then you will be a old guy. Okay, the people who sitting there as kids in the auditorium, if you go and talk to your siblings, like who's 2 or 3 years younger than you, they'll think like they'll say that Anna, you are too old, or Akka, you are too old, you will not understand it. That's how they see it. So the generation gap as of now is 2 years. Okay, so the reason why I'm telling all these things is this is the mindset, or this is a segment which we are progressing towards it. Okay, so everything is virtual, everything is getting tied towards virtual. During corona you might have seen all those things. That is unprecedented stuff, but it has tuned all the older generation to move to the digital world. So the younger generation are comfortable with it, but the older generation, they find it a little hard, and the transition was a little hard, but it was able to manage. So everything, like, so it will not be 100% reversible. Like going back fully physical is not possible from now onwards. Okay, that is for sure. Probably you can reverse to 50%. Okay, let's say you are having a college or a school. Okay, you can have the physical sessions to a certain level, and the rest of the sessions would be virtual. For example, this conference. Okay, so usually all the conferences happens physically. That's how traditionally everybody has seen it. But now people are okay with having a virtual scenario as well. Okay, someone seeing sitting at far end and talking, not physically present there, you are comfortable. Probably if I have a hologram, okay, which is projected there, you will be much more comfortable as you see in the movies. Okay, so it's all about the tech. So once the tech evolves, and the tech evolves pretty fast. Okay, it's all about business. It evolves pretty fast. When it evolves, no one has a choice, so people have to move on. So the same goes with the metaverse as well. So metaverse is a virtual universe where you go and buy your avatar, and you can go and interact with your friends, and you can go and play games with there, and you can exchange items, all those things with relevant to the real world stuff. That is how the metaverse is. So there are a lot of metaverse available. Probably I'll give a couple of keywords to you, so that I mean the session is full of, I mean, 3 or 4 keywords which I'll give it. So I expect the current generation or the kids to go and explore that. One is called Sandbox, SAND, Sandbox. That is one of the popular metaverse. Go on Google Sandbox and metaverse, the 2 keywords. Okay, So that will be much more easier for you to understand. So that is a first keyword for the day which I'm giving it. So sandbox and metaverse, go and learn it. You will not understand everything fully at day one. Okay, but it is a good place to start for it. Okay, for gamers it will be easier because it looks familiar for you. If you are familiar with games like Roblox and other things, that is a example for a metaverse. Okay, though they don't call it a metaverse, Roblox is a metaverse. Okay, so that's how the current day kids are playing. So all my kids who's in the 5th grade, 6th grade, they know metaverse than what the people who sitting out there in the conference will know it. Okay, so when I explain him, my son says that, okay, I'm already doing it, why you are calling with a new name, he says. I said, okay, guy, kid, so whatever you're doing is metaverse, we are just naming it, that's all we are doing it. That's how I used to say it. Okay, so that is the next generation ever, next gen thing. But today's focus, I'll focus more towards the current gen. Okay, the current gen tech is more towards social or social media. Okay, so those kind of activities is a key thing. So my talk, I'll focus a few words towards that. Okay, not much, but I'll try to cover as simple as that. Okay, so today I'll talk more about cyber safety than cyber security. Okay, because if you want to be learn cyber security, you have to spend at least minimum 3 to 4 months in understanding the system. Okay, so today is in a shorter time, I can only introduce to the pros and cons of it or the keywords towards it, and then your interest is what will trigger you. Okay, for example, these are the popular jobs which as a cybersecurity guys you might you go for it. For example, in that, this social engineering expert is another very fascinating thing, which doesn't need any technical intelligence. All it needs is a smart way of doing things. Okay, go on first keyword, search the keyword social engineering. Okay, or how to hack using social engineering. So it is nothing but hacking your traditional system with the data which you give it. For example, let's say most of us keep the password as our date of birth. Okay, along with our first name or last name. Okay, and if I want to hack it, if I go to your Facebook or Instagram page, okay, I'll see all your people's wishes there, or you yourself would have exposed your date of birth there. Okay, so that is the easiest way to hack your system. Okay, all I need to know is do combinations. Okay, your date of birth would be there, your pet name would be there, your name would be there. All I do is little bit of mix matching here and there, and then I can be able to impersonate you. Like I can take your whatever data you have, it logins, different logins is there. Okay, and the second and third, ethical hacking and the pen testing, is the one which you see in the movies. Okay, where somebody will sit in the green screen or the command line and then type all the stuff and showcase it. Okay, so that is 2 and 3, ethical hacking and pen testing. And another interesting stuff which you guys and girls can try out is the bug bounty. Okay, bug bounty is very simple. Like you go and find a bug in a site or a app, and you report to the respective company, and most of the companies will acknowledge it if it is right, and then they are happy to pay it. It is like finding the flaw in the system and reporting it. Okay, and the last one is the cloud security expert. That is like a little too far-fetched for you. So probably as you learn the cloud aspects like AWS or Azure or GCP, you will learn that thing. Okay, so for you guys, one thing if you want to take it is the social engineering. So I want you to go and search for the second keyword, which is social engineering. Go and learn that. That is very, very important. Okay, that gives you a lot of idea of what a cybersecurity job will be like. So let's say if you are a cybersecurity person, so what are the things you need to prevent, or what are the things you need to stop in your team to misuse it. Okay, so that is where the social engineering comes in. So that is the second thing which you need to understand. And one of the questions which I have it for is so you guys, most of you guys use Facebook, all the Instas and WhatsApp, right? So who are the customers of Facebook, Insta, and WhatsApp?
We are the customers, sir. Everybody are using it.
Okay,
And everybody having account in Facebook and also use WhatsApp and Instagram, sir.
Okay. Sorry to say that the answer is wrong. You are not the customers, you are the product.
Okay,
Okay. The customers are the companies who use your data.
Okay, sir.
You are just leads.
Great information for us, sir, because we are just looking at the angle of we being the customer for them. That's what, sir.
That's not that's how we believe it, but it's not right. You are the leads for it. Okay. You are the guys who they show something and make use of it, and then they get money for it. For example, every company spends social digital marketing in at least in minimum of even a small startup will spend in 1 crore. Okay, so 1 crore to 5 crore, a normal company will spend it. Think about the politicians, how many crores they'll spend it. Okay, so that is the power of social media. That is where they really earn money. It is not from you. You are just a product. So they sell you and your data and get money from the customers, which is the people who show the advertisement. Okay, like how in TV you would have showed the TRP, right? So the Colgate paste or the brands, whatever it is coming, they are the real customers. Okay, so until unless you pay for something, you're not a customer, you are just a product. Okay, for TV also you are the product. So when you get a free TV, until unless it is a government TV, government channel, forget about that. So all the private channels, how they run is they sell you and your eyeballs to the companies and they get money. Okay, they create awareness, consideration when you get paid, so they'll get money. Okay, either for showing the advertisement or getting converted, all those things, your data, whatever you show is the actual product for them. Okay, so this is the first thing which you should understand, okay, about these companies who's using it. Okay, good or bad, that's secondary, but this awareness everybody should have it. Okay, and the second thing is the third keyword which you should go and understand is Pegasus. Okay, so this is one of the spyware which is very popular. This is one of the spyware. This is not the only spyware. Okay, so I want everyone to go and understand about this Pegasus. Okay, if you go and go search in YouTube, you will find hundreds of videos. I've seen a lot of good videos in Tamil itself who has explained about the Pegasus software. Okay, so go and understand that and what is the power of it and what is the damage that it can do to you. Okay, that is one important thing which I want you all to go and learn about it. So that is the second thing. Okay, and as I was saying, the social engineering. So social engineering is not hacking. So the hacking is finding the loopholes and other things. That is the typical hacking works. So either you keep the port open or you have the software, there is a bug through which you have it. But social engineering is not that. Social engineering is how you use your data. Okay, how you expose yourself is the social engineering. So last year alone, around $7 billion have been stole just by doing social engineering, by impersonating somebody as others. Okay, you can, all this data is available in the internet. For example, this data which is in the left side, which is actually March 22nd, 2022. Okay, so it is a recent data. Okay, it is not old data, and it is not just for the companies, even it is for yourself as well. For example, if I want to showcase myself as someone else, let's say in this case I have Ganapati here. If I want to have I want to showcase myself as Ganapati Shankar. Okay, all I need to go is go and search for his digital presence. What is his Instagram handle? Who are his friends? What are the data he has shared? So if I get it, at least I will know 30 to 40% about him if he is careful about sharing it. Okay, if he is not careful, I might know most of his data. For example, starting from his kid's name, I don't know whether he's married or not. So his kid's name, his wife's name, okay, his friend's name, his date of birth, I'll get it. Okay, and then his pet name, if he has a pet, I'll know his pet's name as well. So all those things are information to me. Using that, I can showcase. For example, let's say I know his phone number, I might get his phone number, and I know if I know his date of birth, I can call the company and reset the password, giving the date of birth and do it. And using the phone number, I can get reset other things like OTP, getting the OTPs for other things. So like that, step by step, I can get into his profile and I can act as if I am him. Okay. let's if it is, since it is Ganapati is a male, like it may not have a much impact. Let's assume if you are a female, and if I'm trying to impersonate you, it will damage your reputation. Okay, so that is one of the challenges. It doesn't mean that I'm not saying others that doesn't have a reputation. So for female, at least in Indian context, we have much more damage than the others. Okay, so don't take it in the feminist aspect. So I'm just taking the safety perspective, I'm saying it. Okay, so as a woman, this is one of the challenge which you need to resolve till you are in the society. If you are not in the society, you don't need to care about it. But when we are in a society, we have to at least consider to a certain amount about this. For example, to give an example, so if you go to Wikipedia and search for this word Mysore Mallige scandal, okay, so this is a homemade video, which is a private video between two couples, okay, boyfriend and thing, and it was leaked in 2001. Even in today's world, 2022, the video still exists, and there is a what is a documentary about it which shows all the stuff. So this is not a fake data. This is a data which is available there. If you go and search it, you will get it. So you assume that all the digital data which you share it to your friends or boyfriends or girlfriends is private, and it is not it cannot be violated. But it is not like that. For example, this is done way beyond the social media, before the social media was there in 2001. So it was, I mean, nobody know the digital stuff. Okay, so what it was, he took the tape which they have recorded privately to convert it to CD. Okay, and the guy who helped him to convert shared it with everyone. That's all. Okay, the same thing could happen with your as well. So most of the times, the highest damage comes from the people whom you trust the most. Okay, so that is one of the bottom line in the cyber security. In cyber security, the first thing you have to learn is, so trust no one, because everybody has a situation, and in the situation people might misuse it, or they might misrepresent the data. For example, let's say you share a data with your boyfriend. It's a private data, let's assume. Okay, and he is in a room, and he I mean, in a common room, people share the mobile for calling and other things, and his friend gets his mobile and he sees the private video or a photo, and he sends it to his mobile or WhatsApp. That's it, you're done. So there is no choice to revoke it. So digital data is worse than a plastic. Okay, at least in plastic, somewhere or other there is a way to collect it and decompose it, okay, or convert it. In digital world, you don't have a choice by any means to erase it. Though people claim that it can be deleted, all those things, but truly speaking, it cannot be erased completely. There is no one can guarantee, because it is more of the nature of the physical data, because it can be copied to any number of device. You can't assure that it is already deleted or not. Okay, so that is first thing. To this is, you might think, okay, hey, that couple is pretty old, so that's why they have done a stupid thing. So in current day, we are very smart. We know how to protect ourselves. You can claim that. Okay, to give another instant, if you are familiar with the Pollachi incident, the people, I mean, kids, you may or may not know, it happened in 2019, not far. In 2019 happened, and so the number of videos are is around 1100 videos. Again, this is the data from Wikipedia, not from anywhere else, and it is around 275 girls has been affected in one city by one group of people, not by many people. Okay, so if we start digging the data, so you can get a lot of issues like this 275 girls. So it is not these girls are bad, they are being misused. Okay, their trust is misused. Okay, they have trusted someone, and those people whom they trusted have misused it. Okay, that is one of the worst thing which can happen to anybody. So betraying the trust is the hardest thing, and betraying in the wrong time is even worse, and that is what has happened to the case in this scenario. So it is 2001, 2019, even in 2025 it will happen, or even 2045 it will happen, because humans are human. The only way where you can be protect this is like you have to be you have to aware of what's happening. Okay, it's more of a prevention than a cure. You can't cure it. Okay, it is not like corona where you have 2 injection, at least you get safe net. Okay, so this is worse than corona. You don't have a cure, so everyone, it applies to guys as well. Okay, so everybody has to protect their data. So it is your data. When you share it, be careful about it, whatever it is. Okay, either your password or your date of birth or your secret key or anything. Okay, try to be careful. Okay, so some of the prevention measures in terms of photos, like try to share photos if you are in a group rather than a single person. Group photos is fine for us, like people are okay with that. Like the chance of misusing is pretty low. Okay, never share any private data. Okay, so the private, like if it is within 2 people or a single person, that is where the trouble is. Okay, so the private information is where it creates more damage. Okay, whereas the group data doesn't make much. So in a group, you'll be socially conscious in what to share, how to share. Even if you are not clear, your friend will come and slap you and saying that, hey, go and do this, all those things. They'll take, that's where the friends are. Okay, so it is okay to share photos when you are in a group, but in a single private photos, never share it, because it could be used in multiple ways, which I don't want to elaborate all those things. Okay, there are much more worst ways than which is shown in the Wikipedia. If somebody comes to the Wikipedia, think about the damage it has done. Okay, there are a lot of other cases which is not even come to the notice at all. Okay, so that is what. So the final thing which I want to say is digital footprint. So I want you to be very careful about your digital footprint, what you leave it. This is not just for your safety, even for your job. For example, like so nowadays the companies hire based on your social media profile as well, not to validate it, to understand your psychology. Okay, so what you are interested in, what you are not interested in, which thing you support, which you don't, because if you don't fit in the culturally in any company, it is hard for them to do it. So the easiest way to validate is go back and see your comments in the social media. Okay, so that will tell you what are your likes, what are your dislikes, how bad, how worst you are. All those things are there, and they can build a profile out of it, not your actual profile, your digital profile. So from the digital profile, they can filter you for a job or not. That's how it is. So it is not just for the safety purpose, it is also for the future. It comes into it. Okay, so and also think about the spywares or the Telegram channel where you download the videos, okay, without knowing what is in the thing. When you click the link, so you have to be aware or clear about what is the link which is out there. Okay, so if you go to YouTube, you will find a lot of videos explaining the link malwares, LINK, link malwares. Okay, so that is another thing which you should be aware of it. So be yourself, but be the best of yourself. That is the only important thing which I want you to emphasize. So that is about it, and I'll go and do a recap of it, what it is. So these are the typical jobs which is available. So think about social engineering. I want everybody should be aware of social engineering. So whether you know cybersecurity or not, it doesn't matter. Every kid in the world should know about social engineering. Okay, and if you are good enough, go and try bug bounty and ethical hacking, all those things. And you are the product, you are not the customer. Remember that. Okay, and remember the scandals and other things, and beware of your footprints. Okay, so that's all I have for you. So that is the basics which I wanted to share, guys. Any questions? I'll be able to happy to take it.
Sir, thank you so much, sir. Excellent presentation, sir. We have been enlightened and great awareness for all the students, sir. It is really very excellent, sir. And first of all, I should thank you for just listing out the 5 top jobs in cybersecurity, sir, in 2022, which is very much useful for our students. Sir, and I have a question, sir. Basic question, because cybersecurity is a new concept for us and we are in the learning stage. So what is the difference between risk, threat, and vulnerability? What is the difference, sir? Risk, threat, and vulnerability, sir.
Okay, it is very simple. Vulnerability is like, for example, let's say it's more of the English word, like what you are vulnerable to. For example, you might be vulnerable to your family. For example, if they come and ask, or your daughter or your son, if they come and ask, you'll accept it. It is inherent of you. Okay, it is not external. Okay, so vulnerability is something which is you are born with it or you have it. Okay, the same thing applies to the software as well. It is part of the software already. So it is the loophole is already there. That is called vulnerability. And if a smart hacker is there or a smart person is there, they know how to use it. Okay, your kid knows how to get ice cream from you. They'll come and ask when you are in a meeting. Okay, so he is the smartest fellow. So he knows your vulnerability. When you are in the meeting, if he comes and asks, you will say yes for it. Okay, so that is a vulnerability, and that is don't have a choice. You will say that yes, go ahead, and you will approve it. So the same applies to software as well. The vulnerability is inbuilt, and the threat or the hacker might misuse it, or the person who wants to use it can use it. The second is what is threat? Another, what is the third? Threat is something which is like from the external. So it is you're strong, but there are chances like what is it? The external person might be stronger than you in terms of attacking your thing. For example, social engineering is kind of a threat for everyone. Okay, so you're strong. There is no question about it. But unknowingly, you leave out the risk factors. So the risk factor is, is your data. So you are very strong, but without knowing, somebody wishes you exposes your birthday. Okay, somebody wishing you a happy birthday in Facebook will expose your birthday without you wanting it. Okay, and people will use that as a threat to use it wherever it wants. And the risk factor is it has nothing to do with external internal thing. It is more of the scenario based. Like for example, if I have to commonly say that earthquake is a risk. Okay, no matter how strong you build a house, how productive you are having it, the risk is always dependent on this environment which you are in. Okay, so if you are in Tamil Nadu, the risk earthquake risk is little less compared to the places where it is high. Okay, the risk is more towards the segment which you are in. Okay, it is more of a segmented thing. Threat is common. Threat can be anywhere. It doesn't matter whether you are in one segment, another segment. Threat would be always there, and vulnerability is inbuilt in you. These are the three differentiating factors.
Fantastic, sir. We really understood the concept in depth, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, I have one more question to you.
Yeah.
You rightly said, now children are watching people playing in through computers. It's like, as you said, like we watch cricket through TV, like that. My children are doing that. That's what I'm asking. They look at this Minecraft where I used to say somebody is playing, you're watching, and what is the point? You're wasting your own time, and rather than studying, you're wasting your time. That's what we feel, and they're very much interested to do that, to watch somebody playing. And I don't know how far they will be psychologically affected, or this data security point of view. Can you just explain on that, sir?
Okay, it is not with respect to you. To add to your point, still I can't understand the Minecraft thing. My son plays it. He has an Xbox. Okay, so he plays with that. That is one of the. Typically while playing games, you have something to achieve it. In Minecraft, it is endless. Okay, that is. It has some events here and there. But I've seen I don't know what it really interests him. Not only him, like I have seen a lot of other kids of his friend's age as well who was interested in doing Minecraft. So that is about Minecraft. Coming back to this thing, that is also still the game itself is strange to me. It is not like a shooting game or other things where you can understand. If it is a racing game, you understand you have to win it. If it is a shooting game, you have to kill someone. But in Minecraft, it is not like that. It is kind of a different beast altogether. It is a kind of infinite universe. Okay. Coming back to this thing. So one of the challenges where you'll have these in this is like it's more towards addiction. Okay. So your dopamine effect, so all this what is it? Small gestures which they do when they play the game to make the audience attractive is directly impacting the kids. For example, my brother has a kid of like around 4 years old. She watches a video of a girl called Diana something in YouTube. Okay, she literally imitates whatever she does it. Okay, to give an example, she does fake crying. Okay, so she cries like fake, and then for getting something, and then she immediately stops. Typically, kids cry really, right? That's how it is. But So this is one of the behavioral things which affects you without knowing that. The kid will not know it. And the parent, if they are not able to sit through them, they'll miss out this to tell the kid, hey, whatever you're doing is overreacting, or like you are trying to imitate the other person, and then it affects you. For example, like another important thing about game is like game always gives you the dopamine effect. There is a something called dopamine which hits your head when you say that yes, I get it. Okay, so that is a typical design principle in any game. Okay, in any game, that is it. And when you have that dopamine effect always in you, or you are addicted to you, so whatever you do other than the game will kill you or bore you. Okay, for example, you will not read any books. Okay, you will not talk with the friends more than some time, until unless he is a boyfriend or a girlfriend, because you will say that that fellow is a boring guy. So you'll lose your social life. Okay, you'll lose your knowledge in terms of reading books, because reading books would be much more harder. So I don't know how many kids are right now reading books. Okay, so one way is like instead of reading books, at least listening to books, audio books is also will get eliminated from your head, because it may not give you the dopamine or the effect of satisfaction. So watching these kind of games play in a controlled fashion, in a some for example, IPL matches, if it is for 2 hours, it is fine. Okay, if it is for 18 hours, it is a pain. Okay, for if it has to be for 18 hours, the IPL team also has to make it creative to attract you, because every ball has to be a last ball. Okay, or every ball has to be a thrilling ball. So then your life, you will be addicted to only to the thrilling life. Okay, which makes you going in other challenging things. For example, driving bikes in a wrong way. Okay, or doing something which gives you the kick. So all those behavior will happen inherently without you knowing it. It is nothing to do with you. Okay, when you watch it for something for continuously some over a period of time, so it becomes you. For example, so I used to use the word fuck, okay, without me knowing for a long time, because I watched a lot of English movies. That becomes a normal word for me, and it has offended when I talk to other people. I didn't know that. Okay, so it is not my nature. I thought it is a way to scold stylishly. Okay, so that's how I started using it, by seeing the movies. Okay, it has changed my behavior. Now I've consciously avoid that word. Okay, so until unless somebody tells you and realizes the things, it will be hard. That is a problem of watching the game for more than certain amount of time. Watching a game for a certain amount of time, yes, that is fine. But if it is for more than 3 hours, 4 hours, or 5 hours, that is a pain. Okay, so maximum half an hour to 1 hour is okay to watch it, because that itself is hard time. But it is more of a self realization which the kids has to do to get that level.
Happy morning, Mr. Arun.
Yeah.
Your session is very, very informative. Thank you. I have a question for you. If in mailbox, when I open, sometimes I get some mails from weird places, or UK, Australia. I won't know. But then they will say, we have a business offer. I have some extra funds. I would like to deposit it in your account. Of course, the human mind, tends to get swayed, but then I immediately delete it, at least because of what I've been told by others. But there may be a lot of my students also who may be getting such mails. So what is the risk they are facing, and what should they do when they receive such mails?
I mean, the answer, you already said it. Like, so it is the oldest scam in the world, in the cyber world. Okay, so when the term email coined, the first scam was this Nigerian scam. Go and search for Nigerian scam, Nigerian princess scam. Okay, so almost a lot of people in US, UK have fallen for this thing. Like, I've got a wealth under my grandpa, some name, and then if I pay only the attorney fee, you will be able to get it. For example, yesterday I was in NIT Trichy. I was in the railway station. Okay, while returning. So one of the old person, he spoke, actually for his age, for his appearance, he spoke a decent English. And I was listening to me. He said that his son is working in UK, and he has just sent him to the airport, and then he was returning. and he lost his purse, and then he was asking, saying that, can you give 30 rupees just for it? So it is same as that. So this email scam, and the person who is asking 30 rupees for his bus, and he said that I will pay the money once I go home. It is kind of same category. So he is asking for boosting, okay, for the day, okay. This is asking for cheating in a different purpose. So so the same scam is there in the real world as well. In real world, at least you have a chance to recognize it. In the cyber world, you may not know it until unless you are aware of it. Okay, that is where the social engineering comes in. So where one of the, if you understand a little bit more about social engineering, so this is one of the factors. Like so the email, when you click a link, it will try to steal your data. Okay, so the stealing the data could be in multiple ways. Okay, one of the things is the spyware, which I showed in the first slide. Okay, so it downloads the spyware without knowing it, or you yourself voluntarily giving it because of the greed. Okay, all those things are there. So to give a short answer, I mean, you already given the answer. The best way is to delete it simply. Okay, so the better way is to understand more about social engineering. Go and read about social engineering as much as possible. So probably you should have a conference session just on social engineering within your class, so that everybody in the class is aware of what is social engineering. This is part of that game.
Sir, and one more question, sir. Sir, actually, WhatsApp, all calls are encrypted, messages are encrypted, they are telling, and we are all very safe in using the WhatsApp. So is there any danger in that, sir?
As of now, they claim that it is safe, but if you go and read about Pegasus, they have tried to track that as well. Okay, they have tracked, break that also. Okay, so that it, as of now, they claim it is safe, but until unless somebody breaks it, we'll not know it. That is a pathetic part of all the security system. So you will not know how secure until unless somebody breaks it. As of now, we believe it is safe. Okay, WhatsApp calls and other things, but try to avoid anything which is fishy in the WhatsApp calls. Even if it is a private talks, try to avoid it until unless it is a mandatory stuff. But most of the things, the chances are there in a different way. For example, let's say instead of call, I'll take a chat. Okay, let's say you have a secret chat with someone else. People might try to take a screenshot and share it. Okay, the data sharing is always possible. Even if you are doing a WhatsApp call, there is a way to record it. For example, if I have a recorder in my mobile, okay, recorder app, I can record the WhatsApp calls also. So typically, it is pretty much doable. Okay, but from the company perspective, they claim it is safe. Okay, so we have no choice. We have to trust and go with it. But be careful about what you are doing with that calls.
Thank you very much, sir. And thank you so much, sir, for enlightening us on all the cybersecurity principles and concepts, basic concepts. And you also created a good awareness to all the students in using all the mobile phones and WhatsApps, Instagrams, and Facebook. So thanks a lot for enlightening our students and making the day great by giving more information to our students. So thank you so much, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, again, I'm recalling the words. So go and search for Pegasus, social engineering. These two are the key takeaways from my session. Go and understand that better. Thank you all. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.